Hi everyone and welcome, my name is ThomC and today we're going to be taking a look at another plugin by Denise. It's called Slappy and it's a slapback echo effect that you've probably heard on 50s pop music or rockabilly, and we'll be taking a look at different examples where I'll be using the effect. We'll go straight into it and I hope you like it. Let's check it out.
You and I, a delicate rise, I'll never feel.
So this is the plugin user interface. In the middle you've got a spectrum analyzer. Here in the settings you've got an input and output control, mix control that allows you to blend the wet signal with the dry signal, high pass and low pass filters. You've got a time setting that doesn't seem to sync with the DAW. Maybe that will be changed in a further update of the plugin, I don't know. And it also doesn't have a left and right setting where you can actually change the timing or have different timings on the left and the right. But maybe that would defeat the purpose of the slapback effect. Also, you've got a saturation effect here and a feedback control. So these arrows allow you to choose your presets, and then you could actually save and load your presets here. So now we'll listen to an electric guitar that I've recorded, first without the effect and then after with. With. Now let's listen to it again, but in context with the rest of the instruments. First without. Right, focus on the right ear and how the plugin actually, or how the delay pushes the guitar back in the mix a bit. So I really like slapback effects because they add more interest to the instruments, and they also act a bit as a reverb. So if you want to make the instruments that you're using blend a bit better in the mix, that's a good way of doing it. So now we'll listen to some brass, first without delay and then with. Now with. Now let's listen to what it sounds like in context, first without effect and then with. With. There could still be some fine tuning to this slapback effect, but I think that it helps get the brass sit better in the mix. There's something that I like about using a slapback delay on a bass guitar that's heavy in the mid-range. We'll first listen to this bass without effect and then after with. Now with the delay. We'll now listen to it in context with the rest of the track, first without effect. Now with. This effect probably wouldn't work on a bass that's heavier in the low end, but I think it works really well here. And still you can use the mix slider and the filters to make it sound as you want it. So now we're going to try and make a drum kit more interesting by adding a bit of slapback delay to the snare drum and actually sustain the sound of the snare. So we'll first listen to the drum kit solo without effect and then after with. With. So what I did here is actually I played with the time and the feedback so as to make every drum hit sustain from one to the next. So, and also what I did is that I played with the filters quite a bit to have a bit of a darker sound. Now we'll listen to it in context without Slappy and then with. With. Yeah, it's a lot more subtle in the mix, but it actually adds a bit of movement to the snare and brings things together a bit more. Now we're going to add depth to the whole drum kit, and in order to do so, we're going to be listening to the room mic without slapback delay and then with. First without. Now with. As you can hear, I set the filters so as to have a sound that really focuses on the mid-range, and also I boosted the saturation all the way to the top. So we're going to listen to the same thing but in context now. Without. Now with. Yeah, it could be too much, but I think it makes the whole drum kit more interesting, and I really like the sound of the saturation. You can actually hear it from time to time, so yeah, it's really nice. Also, I didn't leave too much feedback so as to keep the rhythm of the whole drum kit. So whether you want to add character or depth in your mix, I think that using a slapback delay is a really nice way to do that, and Slappy does that really well. One of the things that I would have liked is to be able to work in stereo and also to be able to synchronize the time of the plugin with the tempo of the project. That would have been nice, but for the sound itself, it sounds really, really nice, and it will get plenty of use in my projects. I hope that you've enjoyed watching this video. Please subscribe, let me know what your favorite delay plugins are, and I'll be seeing you guys very soon. Bye bye.